Hey everybody, Thursday, our final day for the week. Um, let's see. So today, I'm not going to add anything new. You're going to do one problem on video. You have to show me that you understand how to do the stuff, and I'll do an example. And I'm going to make this worth 100 points. Make sure to ask questions. 100-point graduation, let's see, quadratics. Show you understood. Demonstrate. Okay, and I'll explain. I can assume that you guys can hear me. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you. Okay, so I kind of I don't want to add anything new today. Give you guys time to practice, and you can ask questions about completing the square, as I call it, making twins. And today we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to convert the robot to the airplane to the half robot, half airplane, back and forth. And I want you to do like a video showing you doing that. But I want to see the video as you're doing and explaining it. So hopefully you can record. Yeah. So
explain why number 27 is 225 points.
So it's 3 Khan Academies, and each Khan Academy is 75, right? And then so 75 times 3 is 225. Now, I actually bring it down to 15 points. So it's 225, but then I shrink this out of 15. So for example, some of you are getting 100%. So if you got 300 out of 225, then this 15 points, you'd get like 18 or 19. I don't know exactly how many you would get, but
so it's not as big of a grade as.
Exactly, yeah, because it shrinks this down to 15. Now this 100 points, is not going to get shrunken. It'll stay there. Now most of you will get 100 even if you make little mistakes, because you're just demonstrating to me you understand. I'm not going to like grade every little detail of your demonstration.
So like a video doing the con stuff, for example?
Well, I'm going to give you a problem, and then you're just going to do a separate one. So first, let's just do one together, and then I'll set it up so that you guys can do it later on your own. I basically want to hear you talk it through as you're doing it. Does that make sense? So you can't actually have it all done and just tell me the numbers show up anyway. You got to like do it, okay? So here's what we're doing. Let me turn off my thing. My phone is making a lot of beeping. Okay. All right. So we are going to start off with, I'm going to do in the middle. I'm going to go a factored, and I'll stick with green. All right. I'm going to get a factored equation. I'll make it up real quick. Y equals 2 times x plus 3x minus 1. Okay. And then from here, so in your demonstration, I'm going to give you one of these, and in your video, you got to say, okay, with factored, I can find the x-intercepts. And then all I got to do, I'm sorry?
The tower itself has 2 unique chains which can be built.
Hey William, you gotta mute your mic. Thank you, William. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think I can mute him. There we go. I can mute him. Thank you. So so as you're doing the video, right, you're gonna say, oh, the y-intercepts, I'm going to change the y to 0. So you got to say that. And then, so then x has to be -3 or x has to be 1. So my y-intercepts are -3, comma 0. See, that's the y, right? Or 1, comma 0. See, that's the y. So then you're going to say, oh, I get my x-intercepts. Easy. Okay. All right, next, you're going to say, oh, I can find the vertex from here. Vertex. You can say the middle of -3 and 1. And you can kind of demo it like this. And I'll give you easy ones. And you can say, oh, the middle is right there. And so what number is there? -1. Okay. So then you're going to say the vertex is, the x is -1, a vertex. And now you're going to plug it in, or you can, do what I said, but I would plug it in. So now I got to plug it in. Plug in. Y equals 2 times -1 plus 3, -1 minus 1. So it's 2 times 2. So this is y equals -8 if x equals to -1. So the vertex is -1, comma -8. Make sense? Okay. Then you could say my steps are 1, 3, 5, 7 times 2. So they are 2, 6, 10, 14. Okay, that's 14. Okay, so then you're done with this. So then you're like, oh, I know how to do everything here. Okay, you graph it. All right, we said the x-intercepts were -3, 1. The vertex was -1, -8. And then you went up 2, 1. And then what's the next one? 6, 1. And then 10, 1. And then you could, graph it. So as you're making your video, you're saying, oh, I can graph it, really easy like that. Now, I didn't use graph paper, so, Okay, any questions on factored form? All right, next we're going to take factored form and we're going to turn it into standard form, okay? So I'm going to turn this into standard form. Let's see how big this paper is. So I'm going to turn it into red to standard. All right, so we have 2x plus 3, x minus 1. And there's two options you could do here. I like to distribute the 2 first. Now, only do it to the first one or to the second one, but not to both. Oops, I was supposed to stay in red. So I basically want you to convert it to standard form. Now you can make your box, right? So 2x6, x minus 1, and then you're going to go 2x squared, 6x, -2x, -6. Combine these two, and here is my standard form, 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Standard. So you're basically, I'm going to just give you one equation, and then you're going to show me that you can do everything from it. From here, you can see the y-intercept, x is 0. Wait, it says 0, 0. Should say x is 0, not 0, 0. Is 0. So plug in 0. So what do you get? So y equals -6, right? So the y-intercept is 0, comma, -6. Okay. All right, next. From here, and this is where you're going to end your video, you're going to convert standard form to vertex form. And this is what we were doing yesterday. And you're going to convert it by completing the square, right? Making twins. So I'm going to change it to blue. So I'm going to get standard form, y equals 2x squared. And notice how I said y. You can say y or you can say f of x. It's the same thing. F of x is a name. Y is just generic. Okay. All right. Somebody help me out. What's the first step that I should do to turn this into twins? Can you guys help me out? What should I do first? Can I do twins with that 2 in the front? So I need to get rid of that 2. How do I get rid of that 2? Okay. So some of you know, but you don't want to. My first thing is divide by 2. Okay. So divide by 2, because you don't make twins, but you don't want to have a number in front. Now put the 2 in the front, because you can't make it disappear. Okay. And now we can make our twins. And you can even do the extra box here, right? So you're going to go x squared. Now these 2 have to add up to 2x, but they have to be the same number. So what numbers are they?
1.
1x. Thank you. So now you know your twins. x1, x1. Now 1 times 1 is also 1. But these 2 together have to add up to -3. So how can you make 1 become -3 by adding or subtracting to it?
Subtracting 4.
Subtract 4, okay? And don't forget that you have to actually multiply 2 by everything, right? Remember that 2? Okay. So now you have y equals 2 times the twins minus 8. Not 4, because the 2 has to multiply to the what? Make sense? And this is vertex form. By the way, what's the vertex of this one?
-1, -8.
Is that what we got when we did the first one? Look. See? Same. Anyway, so that's how I want a video. Let's see, how long did it take me to do it here? And I probably did it slower. You guys will probably do it faster than me. It might be like a 10-minute video. What you want to do is you record it, upload it to Google Drive, and then put the link on it, okay? Take your time, okay? So, and that's what I want the video to do. I want you to do it. I want to see you do it, and I want to hear you talk out loud, and I want you to, okay? You can actually do it first and then just kind of like look at your paper and don't let me see that you already did it, but talk it through, okay? Make sense? Okay. No, Devin, I'll give you a nice, easy equation. All right. Thank everyone to know if we make it up. I'll give you a nice, simple one, right? Because you can make a complicated one that the steps are weird and you get all these decimals, you know. So I'll give you a nice, simple one that all I want to see is that you understand how to convert factored into standard, and then standard into vertex. And by the way, I'm not asking you to go backwards, but we could, you know, maybe some other time. We could go from vertex to standard and from standard to factored, or from factored to vertex. We can go this, you know, 6 different ways, I think. Let me see, how many ways are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6. So I'm only asking 3. Okay. So here is your equation. But before I give it to you, is there any, because I can't do it for you, the one I'm going to give you. Is there any questions on the video? This is kind of like your test, right? This will be like your like if you didn't do a lot of the work, but if you can do this, and you can help each other, right? Then it'll like bring up your grade a lot, even if you miss some homeworks here and there. So is there any questions on before I give you the actual problem? And then I'm going to log out, and you guys can stay on there and talk to each other and help each other through, okay? Okay.
Well, I'm pretty much going to be doing this solo, so.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's totally fine. You can also Google stuff, and you can check on, you know, websites how to do it, but you can also watch this video, right? I'm going to put it on YouTube. And okay.
Yep.
All right.
Pretty much I
Yeah.
might actually use it to help me with that.
You should. You definitely should. Now, vertex, I got the vertex easy. Standard, I got the y-intercept easy. And then on factored, I got the x-intercepts pretty easy. Okay. Now, you could get every answer for every function without converting it. You don't have to convert them to get the answer, but it's usually easier to convert them. Okay. All right, guys, here is your 100-point problem. Now, remember, audio. I need to hear you saying what you're doing. You say, I'm going to convert it. I'm going to multiply. I'm going to get a box. Blah, 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 okay? I want to hear you. And then upload it to YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, Google Drive, and then just send me the link to it. I'll make it on a thing. All right, guys, here is your function, Freddy. And this is going to be a nice, simple step. 3x minus 5x plus 3. See, I'm making these to be even number parts so that your vertex is not like a decimal. All right, guys, so here is your here is your problem, and I'll make a Google Classroom assignment. You could do is you could do it on paper first and then do it later, but I don't want to see your done problem. The video must have you doing it. Okay, must show and show you. Well, not just show, you have to, you know, hear, right? As you're doing it. So if I was you, I would do it first on paper and then make sure I have it. Then I get a brand new piece of paper, and then I would record me doing it and kind of like checking my, you know, my notes. Okay.
So wait, are we using like, are you supposed to like screen record it or just like record it with the phone or something?
I think it's probably easier for you guys to just record with your phone, right? For me, it's easier with my thing because I have this program called Screencastify.
Yeah, I have a program to record it too, but I'm just thinking it'd be easier to actually do the problem on paper.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, I think it'd be simpler, you know, and yeah, you don't want to make it all complicated, the technology part, right? It's way easier to upload your video to Google Drive. So you're not actually sending me your video. You're just giving me the link to it. All right. Now your 100-point problem might take you like, 10 minutes or less. Because see, look, I've already spent 20 minutes talking about this, but I'm really slow, and you guys are fast. So I'll post this particular assignment class recording in a few minutes, so that in case you need to go through it and So you're basically starting from factored, you're turning it into what's easier? It's actually easier to turn into standard form, and then from standard to vertex. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Feel free to ask. This is a good time. I'm rooting for you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys are doing fine. I'm pretty proud of where you guys are at. Okay. All right, let me stop the recording and then I'll put it on there. And I'll put in as the assignment 100 points. And you have all day and tomorrow to do it. I mean, I'll check these out on Sunday. Okay. All right. Bye. Yeah, I like it when people say bye, but it's fine. I get